Hello everybody and welcome to Drawing for Animation and Games. Congratulations, you have made it through your first week here, which is great. This first week was all about just getting us set up here, showing you how to scan your files and submit them so that next week when we get into the real big information, hopefully things will go a little smoother here. And honestly, you guys all did a really good job here. I think there's only a couple of you who may have had some problems with file sizes, but for the most part, you guys did a great job. So this here is a critique video. I will be doing this every week. This is for people who hand in their work on time. So as long as you get your homework handed in on Wednesdays before noon, you will get a critique video, and this is really the big chance for us to get one-on-one feedback with each other so I can help you with your drawings and help you to get better. So by the time you see this video, your grade should already be posted onto Blackboard so you know where you stand. But I do this videos because I want you guys to get better. I want you guys to improve your grades. So after you watch the video, I'm going to be telling you exactly what you can do to fix your grade. And then you can go back and fix your assignment and resubmit it and fix your grade. Because I want you guys to get the best grade possible here. So please use this as a resource. This is a way for you to learn and get better, especially because every week we'll be building on the previous week. So this is all really important information. Okay? So this week you guys had to do kind of a few things here. You had to set up your Dropbox folder and share that with me. Anyone who shared their folder with me, you will see your names here. This is Adobe Bridge. It's a program I like to use to look at files. So anyone I got a Dropbox folder from, your name should be here. If for some reason you think you shared a Dropbox folder with me and you do not see your name here, please feel free to reach out to me, to email me and let me know, and we'll figure out what happened. Sometimes, someone just puts in the wrong email and so I never get it. It happens. Don't worry. We will fix it. So make sure you check here, see that your name is here. That way you know I got your homework. You also probably notice if you look at your grades, if I didn't get your Dropbox folder, you'll probably see you're missing a lot of points here. After that, you did have to read the syllabus. Hopefully you guys read it all, sign it, and save out a PDF and upload that to the Dropbox, which I think pretty much you guys all did here. You had to watch some videos on scanning and saving files, and then you just had to scan a piece of artwork and then save out a high-res version and a low-res version. You're not going to need to do this every week. This was just kind of a first week thing to make sure you guys know how to resize files. Going on in the future, you only need to just hand in one size JPEG. But I wanted to make sure you guys know how to do it just in case you ever need to. So you had to upload both of those files to the Dropbox, and you had to upload the web version to the discussion board and post a little introduction to yourself. Because really, this is the only chance I get to really talk to you guys. I love seeing your artwork because it's a chance for me to get to know you guys a little bit. So it's really great you guys posted all that on Blackboard. Any of you guys who have not done that yet, either posted on Blackboard or shared a Dropbox folder or uploaded anything to Dropbox, there is still time. You will get 5 points off for every day that your assignments are late. So that does add up quickly. So make sure if you do get behind for any reason, just get it in as soon as possible and you should be totally fine. I will be giving out extra credit assignments throughout the semester periodically, and those are chances to get some bonus points to maybe help make up for any late or low grades that you want to fix too. So that will be other opportunities that will come along. And I think that's about it that you had to do for this week. So just so you know how grading goes, I will tell you guys when I do the critique video how the grading is broken down every week. So this week, the syllabus was 10 points. So it's basically as long as you handed in a PDF that was named correctly, you got 10 points and it was signed. You got 30 points for posting on the discussion board. So as long as you posted and said something about yourself and posted your file that was the correct size, name, and type, you got 30 points for that. And then your high-res JPEGs and your low-res JPEG that you upload to Dropbox each were worth 30 points. So you will lose points, especially this week in particular, because this was all about naming and file size and everything. You know, if you named your files wrong, you lose points. If the file size is wrong, you lose points. And if it's the wrong file type, if it's not a JPEG, you lose points. Those are all the things like I'm looking for here. As we move forward in future weeks, there will be a separate grade that is just for basically following directions. So it's usually like 10 points every week. Go to the right file size, right file naming, file type, all that information. And then the rest of your grades will be based on, you know, how well you did the assignment. Okay, so I think that about covered the kind of like basic stuff here. I want to get into this. As you guys can see, this is Bridge, this, as I mentioned, that I'm using. So I have downloaded everyone's homework already. You will notice some of these are marked red. If they are marked red, that means I got homework from you. A couple of you here, you can see I got your names. I have folders for you. That means I got a Dropbox folder from you, but that means there was nothing in it. I didn't get any homework from you this week. So that's why there is nothing here. It's not marked red. So just be aware that means I didn't get anything from you. If you think you uploaded it and you didn't, please let me know. Otherwise, just get it in as soon as possible. Okay, so let us get into this. This shouldn't take super long. It's just a matter of just double checking everyone's work, making sure everything's the right size, everything like that. Okay, so let us get into this. And I'm going to try to go in different order every week. I try not to, I don't want to go in the same order every time. I do start to get repetitive, I know, after a while, and I start to maybe shorten my speeches as I go on. So that's why I try to change the order, so no one's getting shortchanged every week, hopefully. I do recommend watching the entire critique video. I know sometimes it can be monotonous, but it can be really helpful because sometimes there are topics I will discuss in this critique video that, I'll discuss in one person's, but I won't mention in another. So there might be other information, here within these videos. So I do always recommend watching it, even if you didn't do your homework. If you got behind and do your homework, this is a chance for you to see, what other people were having problems with, and maybe it'll help you. Okay, let us get into this here. Okay, so I did write down anyone's nicknames you'll notice in here to keep them straight. There was 2 Nicholases, and you both had said you can go by Nick or Nicholas, so I just made Nick Martinez, I made you Nick, and Nicholas Hirth, you are Nicholas, so that way I can keep you guys separate if that is fine with both of you. Okay, let's do this. So, Allie Johnson, you can see here, all the information I'm looking at right here is on the left when I'm going through your files. So I am looking at the file size, which I can see here or here, see the resolution. I can see the dimensions, how many pixels it is. I can see if it's a JPEG. I've got all this information in here. So this is what I'm looking at this week, is making sure your high-res one is high-res, and your low-res one is under 1,000 pixels. And it's 72 pixels print. So that's really what I'm looking for. I don't think I may not have specified that it had to be 72 pixels. As long as it was 1,000 pixels, that's really what I'm looking at here. I will mention, you did get full credit for all this. Everything looks good. Your syllabus looks good. Everything's named correctly, so you're great. The only thing I want to mention is your high-res scan is actually really large. I don't know if, did you use a scanner app and then make it larger so it was 300 pixels per inch? Is that why your file size is so large? If that's the case, you never want to make files larger, so you're just going to make the quality of it worse. So don't do that in the future. I didn't take any points off it for this week because I did not specify, what size the high res had to be. I only put the 300 pixels if you're using like a traditional scanner, so you'd have some guideline. If you're using a scanner app, then, you don't have a choice, unfortunately, for how many pixels. So if you used a scanner app and it scanned it at 72 pixels per inch, don't go ahead and make it larger, because that's just going to eat up unnecessary space and you're not going to get any quality back. So I didn't take any points off it, but it will be important going forward because I think from now on, I'm going to say to hand in a file that's no larger than 3,500 pixels on the longest side, which I think is the default for Adobe Scan. I think that's what it defaults like scanning it at. So you shouldn't need to resize going forward, but I just want you to be aware that that is what's happening. Otherwise, everything looks great here. Okay, moving on. Jimmy, let's see. So you got your syllabus is good. The only problem is your web file here, and I believe I mentioned it on your Dropbox or your Blackboard post as well, that your web file is too big. This should be no larger than 1,000 pixels on the largest side. It's actually bigger than your high-res one here. I don't know how it got bigger than it, so make sure you're not resizing it, but this should be a much smaller file. So you are losing points this week for your low-res JPEG that you uploaded here and for the one you posted on the discussion board. So all you need to do is resize this to under 1,000 pixels, and then you can re-upload to Dropbox and repost it to the discussion board, and you'll be good to go. Otherwise, everything else looks good. Okay, Ian, I think everything looks great for you. Got your syllabus. High res and low res, all looks good. Named correctly. Excellent. You are good to go. Great start. Nathaniel, I did email you back again. So I know you're having trouble with your file size here. You can see, I thought your files are okay because I can see a preview for them and it says JPEG. But when I go to open it, it says it's an unknown or invalid JPEG marker. That means it's probably a different type of file. And maybe you just renamed it as .jpeg. I'm not really sure what happened. I think you're not really sure what happened either based on your email. So that's why I responded back to you with some advice, letting you know maybe it's just easier to start over. These also seem to be really small, and I don't know, maybe it's just because it doesn't know how to read this file. So I would try this again. Go back to, it looks like you're using like Adobe Scan or something like that. Go back to that version, which automatically scans as a PDF, and then you can just export it as a JPEG, and then all you need to do is resize it. Let me know if you take another stab at this again. As I said, these are easy fixes, and once you re-upload this here to the Dropbox, you know, your grade will be good to go. So hopefully we can figure out what it was and get through this. Okay, so let me know if you have any more issues. Hopefully I'll see you upload them to the Dropbox soon. Okay. Otherwise, I think everything else is good. Yeah. Adam, so everything looks great for you. Syllabus, got your artwork, got your low res. Low res, it's significantly smaller than 1,000, but that's fine. I'm just curious why it's that much smaller, but it doesn't matter. It didn't have to be an exact size, so you are good to go. Great job. Cam, everything looks good for you. Got your syllabus, your artwork, and your low-res web. Everything's named correctly, right file types. You are good to go. Okay, we got Sydney here. You may hear my kitties here in the background making some noise. They want to be a part of this critique. Yeah. Okay, so we've got your, Sydney, we have your syllabus here, which looks good. Your only problem is your two file sizes. These are both, your high res and your web are both exactly the same size. They're 842 pixels, which basically they're both low res files. So I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if maybe you saved out your high res and saved out your low res and then accidentally saved over your high res. I'm not sure. I'm giving you credit for the low res file because this one, your web file is correct, but your high res file, you're losing points for. So hopefully, you know, don't just take this and resize it to make it larger. You never want to make files larger, but hopefully you should have maybe original scan somewhere that you can just easily submit that. So all you need to do is resubmit that to the Dropbox and you will get full credit for this because everything else looks great. Okay. Next up, we have Nicholas. Got your syllabus, got your artwork, got your low res, and that all looks great. Okay, you are in a good spot here. Christopher, got your syllabus, got your artwork, got your low res, everything's named correctly. You are on a great start here. Okay. Oops. Just did you. Joseph, I didn't get anything from you. I got your Blackboard post, but I didn't get your Dropbox, so hopefully you'll get that in. Oh, sorry, I did get your Dropbox. There's just nothing in it. Matthew, same thing. I didn't get a discussion board post, though, from you, but I did get your Dropbox folder. There's just nothing in it. Cameron, got your syllabus, got your high-res file, got your low-res file. All looks great. Okay, you are good to go. Nick, got your syllabus, got your high-res file, got your low-res file. All looks good. Okay. JJ, got your syllabus, got your high-res, got your low-res. Okay, you are good to go. See, most of you guys did a great job here. This is nice, smooth sailing. Juliana, got your syllabus, got your artwork. The only thing I would mention here is your artwork. It's only slightly larger than your low res. I don't know why. And it looks like you scanned it at 300 pixels per inch, and then it's 2.5 by 3.25 inches. Did you resize this? That's what I'm wondering, because this looks like you took a picture. I don't know if you used the scanner app or if you just took a picture. Either way, it should have scanned it at 72 pixels per inch. So hopefully you didn't resize it. I'm not taking any points off for it for this week because, you know, there is a higher res and a lower res versions here. So I'm giving you credit for it. Just be aware of that. You don't need to resize it to 300 pixels per inch if that's what you did here. You can just leave it at the original pixels per inch that it was scanned at, just because these are just like sketches. We're not handing in finished drawings, so we need to worry about that. I only put 300 pixels per inch in the assignment sheet for those of you who are using a traditional scanner. But if you're using any app on your phone, then you don't need to worry about that. So just be aware of this for the future, okay? Otherwise, yeah, I don't think I took any points off for you. I think otherwise you're good to go. Just be aware of that. Okay, moving on, we got Meg. Everything looked good for you. Got your syllabus, got your high-res artwork, and your low-res artwork. That looks great. Christian, got your syllabus, got your high-res, got your low-res. All looks good, named correctly. Excellent. Evelyn, got your syllabus. You had some problems with file sizing here for both years, and I did mention this on the Blackboard discussion board, so hopefully you may have seen that by now. However, basically your file sizes are wrong on both of these. Your high-res one, this looks to me like you scanned it with the app, and it scanned at 72 pixels per inch, and then did you resize it to 300 pixels per inch? Like, judging by the size of this, like, this is a huge file. It should not be this large. So make sure you're not ever resizing to making your file larger. As I've said a few times here with other people, if you scan it using a scanner app, just ignore the fact that that it said 300 pixels per inch. The 300 pixels per inch is only for people using a traditional scanner. Actually, is this a traditional scanner? This could be a traditional scanner now that I think of it, looking at this line. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter either way. I just want you to know your file is huge. It shouldn't be this big, even if you did scan it on a traditional scanner. So, long story short, I'm suspecting you made it larger. I did not take off points for that this week because I didn't specify, that your file had to be no larger than a certain size. But going forward next week, it's going to say make sure your files are no longer than 3,500 pixels per inch on the longest side. And you can see this is 10,000 pixels per inch. If you're using a scanner app like Adobe Scan, the default is 3,500 pixels, I believe. So you shouldn't need to do any resizing going forward if that's what you're using. And then your web file, it's smaller, so it looks like you resized it, but it's 1,400 pixels, not 1,000. So it's still larger than it should be. So I don't know what happened here. If you typed in the wrong thing, I'm not sure. So that's what you lost points on this week, is your web file. And then you lost points on the discussion board because the web file you posted was too big. So if you just fix the size and repost it here in the Dropbox and repost it on the discussion board, in the same thread, and you'll be good to go. Okay? Okay, let me know if you have any questions. And then last up, Derek. Everything looks great. Got your syllabus, got your artwork, and I've got your web file. And everything looks named correctly. Honestly, you guys, I think you all named everything correctly this week, which is super great. I feel like I never get this many people naming everything correctly. So hopefully I nailed it on the head enough with you guys this week. Okay, so that is it. That is week 1. As I said, if there's anything I told you to fix, please fix it and re-upload it, and I will fix your grade within the week at some point. And you also had a perspective video to watch this week, so hopefully you guys watch that. Take really good notes on that, because that is information that is going to be connected to everything else we're going to be doing this semester. And if you don't understand that video, then you are going to have some trouble, with the weeks leading up here. So make sure you watch that video. Maybe rewatch that video again when you get started with this week's work. Otherwise, we're getting into perspective this week. So we're getting into the real meat of this class here. So you got 3 big assignments to do, all in 1 point perspective. Good luck. I know perspective isn't easy, so please take your time, take good notes, really try to understand it. Luckily, I have videos that walk you through the homework assignments, so hopefully that will help you to be able to do this, which honestly is a benefit of doing an online class like this. If we were in person, I would not have videos where I demo the homework for you. So it really is to your benefit. You guys are doing this all online, and you can watch me essentially do the homework too. So I really want you guys to understand this. This is 1 point perspective. It's going to be informing everything else you do this semester. So really do your best. This is possibly the most important week of the whole semester. So good luck. By the time you guys see this video, your grade should be posted. Once again, let me know if you have any questions, but I think you guys are off to a good start here. Okay, have a good week, everyone.